A woman, through a thin pipe, pours sleeping medicine into a man's wine. The man drinks the wine and faints. The woman tries to steal his bag and leave, but the bag is handcuffed to the man. The woman removes her earring and uses it to open the handcuff, then takes the bag and in the rush collides with a thief. The bag falls and money comes out of it. The thief picks up the money and says, "Hurry up, we are getting late." The woman says, "This is an inhaler. Without this, that man's life can be in danger." The thief says, "I don't care. I've got the money." The thief leaves. The man gets an attack. The woman comes back and pumps the inhaler into his mouth. The man says, "Thanks for the help, but why do you have my bag?" The woman says, "I found it at the door." The man takes out some money from his pocket to reward her, but the woman says, "Sir, it was my duty as a human being." The woman leaves the restaurant. The man comes and says, "You saved my life. You must stay for dinner with me at my home." The woman says, "I must leave quickly." The man says, "Just for a few minutes, come with me to my home." A few minutes later, the woman and the man are sitting on the sofa at his home. The man says, "I will serve you a glass of wine. Then if you want, you may leave." The man goes away. The next moment, the thief signals from the window and says, "Open the door, otherwise I will kill your son." The woman opens the door. The thief says, "You pretended to save his life so that he would bring you to his home." The woman says, "No, but now I will not join you in more thefts. You have to listen to me, otherwise your son's life is in danger. Give this medicine to the man, and when he sleeps, open the door so that we can loot everything." The thief leaves. The man returns and says, "Is there any problem?" The woman says, "No, I was just looking around the house." The man says, "Let's drink wine." At that moment, the phone rings. The man picks it up and turns away. The woman pours medicine into his glass. The man ends the call and gets an attack. The man says, "Inhaler." The woman goes to get the inhaler. Quickly, the man changes the glasses. The woman brings the inhaler and pumps it. The man says, "Now I'm fine." Both pick up their glasses. The woman drinks the wine and faints. The man takes off her clothes. A few minutes later, the woman opens the door. The thief comes inside and says, "I think you've shaken hands with a sick man." The woman stands with her head bowed. The thief lifts her chin and says, "Who are you?" "This is a different woman." The man arrives with the police. The woman wakes up and says, "What is happening here?" The man explains that a few minutes earlier, when the woman and the thief were planning, the man overheard everything and called the police. The woman says, "Why did you take off my clothes?" The man explains that when the woman fainted, he called his maid and told her, "Wear these clothes and bring something to cover this woman." The man says, "Take this thief away." The policeman says, "What about the woman?" The man says, "Let her go. She only sided with him because of his threats." The police take the thief away. The woman says, "Sir, forgive me. I am very ashamed." The man says, "I am a doctor. I will help in your son's treatment and also give you a cleaning job at my clinic." The woman says, "Thank you for the kindness. Now I need to work for my son." The woman hugs the man.